Chapter 642. If there was something between Xianxia and Hua Zixing would hate her very much instead of protecting her. Moreover, Colonel Tang committed suicide. She had planned to leave after the murderer who killed her mother was found and brought to justice. However, if it wasn't for Xianxia, Colonel Tang wouldn't have been exposed so quickly. In the end, it was Xianxia who helped her. He was so good to her. If she left, it wouldn't be nice. Why don't I stay? Lu Shuang drank the milk in the cup and his phone rang. He saw that it was Xianxia's call and picked it up. Are you awake? Xianxia asked with a smile. Nonsense. How can I answer your call if I don't get up? What's the matter? Just say it. I'm busy, Lu Shuang said. He took the dog food and was about to feed the puppies. I'm going to Baiye's place for lunch today. Do you want to come? Xianxia asked. Lu Shuang paused. She was actually touched that Baiye had sent people to protect her. Yesterday, when she saw the thin and strong Baiye who wanted to talk to her but didn't dare to talk to her, she was a little touched and felt a little bitter. She was such a friend who had walked into her heart. Do you think I should go? Lu Shuang asked Xianxia. Let me ask you. If Baiye knew that your mother would die, would he tell me where you went? Xianxia asked. Of course not, Lu Shuang said with certainty. You should know how much effort Baiye put in to escape. I also know that you are going to leave. The day before you left, I went to find Baiye and asked her to tell me your address. Do you know what Baiye asked for? Xianxia asked again. How would I know? Be more direct, Lu Shuang said bluntly. He didn't allow me to disturb your normal life when I haven't finished my business. If there is any danger, she will arrange for you to evacuate immediately. She's just worried that you'll lose your true love. Perhaps it had something to do with her experience. She knew how important it was for a child to have a mother and father together. She wanted us to be together, so she took a gamble. After your mother's accident, she came to question me like a madwoman. I can tell that she truly cares about you, Xianxia said. So you want me to reconcile with her? Lu Shuang understood what Xianxia meant. Xianxia smiled. Back then, you were willing to stay by the side of someone you don't love because of her. It shows how high a position she holds in your heart. She is a rational, reasonable, and wise person. With her to chat with, it won't be easy for you to get into a dead end. I'm more at ease. Lu Shuang's eyes turned red. I'm a little annoyed with her. She's my best friend, someone I value more than anyone else. So you've forgiven me but not her. At the end of the day, your mother's death is related to me. You're willing to stay by my side but don't want to talk to her because you care about her too much. Since you care about her, don't treat her like a stranger, Xianxia said reasonably. That's right. It's all because of you that my mother died. I shouldn't have talked to you. If you didn't remind me, I would have forgotten about it. Lu Shuang said whatever was on his mind. Xianxia paused. Shuang, let me give you an example. There's a treasure that many people want and many of them died because of it. You can't hate the treasure because of that, right? It's not the same. It's not the same. I don't want the treasure, I just want to stay away from it. You were the one who wanted to suck me into the treasure. My mother was killed to save me. Yes, you are the main culprit. Lu Shuang came back to her senses. Xianxia was so nervous that she felt a chill down her spine. Where are you now? Lu Shuang hung up the phone and threw it on the bed. His mind was a little blank. In the past, she didn't know what she wanted. She lived her life in a daze. Now she still didn't know what she wanted. She fed the puppy dog food and squatted on the floor to watch it eat. Her phone rang again. She guessed that it was still Xianxia. She didn't want to pick it up. If she was with Xianxia, would her mother blame her? She didn't know that Xianxia had liked her for a long time. If she had known, she might not have run away. If she didn't run away, her mother might not have died. So, if she thought about it, she was also the culprit who killed her mother. So annoying. She decided to go for a walk and walk to the lake. The sun was shining brightly that day and it felt warm on her body. She laid down on the bench and stared at the lake under the sunlight. The ripples were sparkling and it was very beautiful. She didn't think of anything in her mind and lazily closed her eyes. It didn't take long before she really fell asleep. After some time, she opened her eyes. She was woken up by the roar of the plane. Looking at the sky, she wondered if Xianxia was back. What a nuisance. So what if she had a plane? She sat up and rubbed her tummy. She wanted to eat something. She remembered that she would always buy a lot of delicious food during the new year. Candied fruits, melon seeds, pine nuts, pistachios, beef jerky, tofu jerky, chicken feet, chocolate, candy, potato chips, sausages, dried vegetables and peanuts. Eating snacks while curling up on the sofa to watch television was the best. The chef at Xianxia's place was really good. There were a lot of fruits but there weren't many snacks. She decided to go out and buy some. She had just returned to her room and picked up her bag when the door was kicked open. Xianxia's eyes were bloodshot as he looked at her with a steely expression. He questioned her in a displeased tone. Where did you go earlier on? Where are you going now? She didn't like his tone at all. It was as though he was angry at her. She didn't do anything wrong. Are you crazy? I'm not your subordinate and I'm not getting paid by you. I don't have to report to you, Lu Shuang retorted. Xianxia grabbed her arm. His eyes were filled with fear. I won't allow you to go out. You're not my subordinate, but you're my woman. Do I not have freedom to be your woman? Then I don't want to be your woman anymore. Lu Shuang flung his hand away. He gripped it tightly. She couldn't fling it away. Frustrated, she grabbed his arm and bit it. He looked at her silently. No matter how much she bit, he wouldn't let go. Lu Shuang tasted the blood and came back to her senses. Her heart was aching as she looked at him in confusion. Doesn't it hurt? You're going to leave soon. This little bit of pain is nothing. Xianxia looked at him with a burning gaze. His eyes were even redder with a flash of pain. His brows were tightly knitted, but he was also determined that he would never let go. Lu Shuang guessed that he might have misunderstood. I'm just going out to buy something. It's not like I'm not coming back. Why did you go crazy when you came back? If you want to buy anything, you can ask the servants in the villa. Or you can ask Colonel Cheng to buy it for you. You have his phone number. Why didn't you pick up the phone? I asked someone to look for you in your room. You left your phone on the bed, but you're gone. Xianxia locked his eyes on her and questioned her. He was really afraid of her running away. He didn't want to be unable to find her like last time. If he couldn't find her again, he might really go crazy. Hello everyone. I'm Qin Tang Tang. You can follow me on WeChat. Chapter 643. I just left my phone on the bed and went out for a walk. The sun was nice today, so I took a nap on the chair. Don't be so paranoid. It's okay to be paranoid. Don't lose your temper with me. I didn't do anything wrong, Lu Shuang explained. He pulled her into his arms and hugged her tightly for a while. Lu Shuang's anger came and went quickly. He was no longer angry. You can't not answer the phone in the future, Xianxia said. What if you don't answer the phone when I call you? Lu Shuang asked. Then you can still lose your temper with me, he said dotingly. Do you have to lose your temper over such a small thing? If you don't answer my call and you lose your temper, then I don't want to live anymore. He actually wanted to lose his temper with her. At least it meant that he cared about her. She was sometimes too carefree and open-minded. Lu Shuang didn't know what Xianxia was thinking. He continued, how about this? If you call me and I don't call you back within 2 hours, you can call me again. If I don't call you back within 2 hours, don't doubt that my phone is definitely not with me. I know what to do. I'll just install the tracking device in your teeth like Lady Zheng did. Don't hide in a corner and sleep when I'm looking for you, Xianxia said helplessly. Lu Shuang thought what he said was true. She was scared when she thought of the bomb in Lady Zheng's teeth. Is it necessary? If I like you, I won't leave even if you chase me away. If I don't like you, you can't keep my heart even if you keep me. If my heart is not with you, you'll have to stay for the rest of your life. You'll be in trouble and I'll be in trouble too. Let's just let each other go. Lu Shuang turned around. Xianxia hugged her and pulled her into her arms. She hugged her tighter and looked at her helplessly and nervously. Do you like me? Lu Shuang thought for a moment. I think I said it before. I want to hear it now. I want to hear it from your heart. Xianxia looked at her with a burning gaze. Lu Shuang took a deep breath. You must have fallen in love with her, right? Xianxia was pleasantly surprised. She smiled and asked again as if she had misheard. What? Lu Shuang looked at his smiling eyes. This man was really good-looking when he smiled. It was as if the sun and moon had lost their brilliance. If I didn't like you, I probably wouldn't want to give birth to another child for you. Since I'm willing to give birth to a child for you, I think I like you. Xianxia was happy and kissed her face. Lu Shuang smiled and kissed him back. He kissed her on the lips and she kissed him back. He kissed her lips again. When she wanted to move away, he pressed the back of her head and deepened the kiss. Lu Shuang also closed his eyes and responded. She quite liked his kiss. It was very comfortable, sticky and a little ticklish. But she still liked it. It could speed up her heartbeat and increase her adrenaline level. It was pleasurable. Before she knew it, she was already on the bed. Her body turned cold. She realized what he was going to do and pushed his chest. Aren't you tired? You slept so late last night and woke up so early today. This bit of stamina is nothing. Help me out. I've been under a lot of pressure recently. Yin said in a low voice. His voice was a little hoarse. You're doing that with me because I'm under a lot of pressure? She didn't like the way he said it. When I'm under a lot of pressure, I want to be with the person I like and forget about those unhappy things. At least it gives me the motivation to fight for our future, Yin said softly. Her heart was also soft and wet when she said that. Although she used to say that she didn't care how rich, powerful or handsome a man was, as long as he was good enough. In fact, she didn't care how rich, powerful or handsome a man was. She only cared about a man's sincerity. Just as she was letting her imagination run wild, Yin lifted her ankle and entered her. Damn Yin, you're such a hooligan. Lu Shuang clenched his fists. He kissed her ankle and said tenderly, only for you. A surge of emotions flowed in her heart, giving rise to a sweet feeling. She also wanted to do something for him. After all, she had admitted that she liked him. She hugged his waist and sat up, facing him. Her face was as pretty as a peach blossom. Is this okay? Yin smiled. Okay. Half an hour later, Yin lay on the bed to rest. She used his arm as a pillow and thought about something. What are you thinking about? Yin asked. Lu Shuang looked at her. I suddenly thought through some things. Yin propped her head and looked at her with infatuation. Yin, if you die, will you want me to find another man and live a happy life? Lu Shuang asked. Yin's face instantly darkened and she frowned. You didn't have enough fun just now, did you? I mean if you die. Lu Shuang reminded her. Yin bit her lip. I'll take you with me even if I die. Lu Shuang covered her mouth and looked at him in confusion. Shouldn't it be because you love me so you want me to live a better life? After you die, you are afraid that no one will take care of me so you hope that a better man will appear, love me and tolerate me? I'm afraid that you will be bullied by other men so I'd better live well in case you have no one to take care of you, Yin said helplessly. Having said that, he calmed down. He could guess what Lu Shuang was thinking, so he continued, as parents, their greatest wish is for their children's happiness. As a husband, he definitely won't want his wife to find another man. What if you die? Lu Shuang asked again. Yin knocked her head. If I die, I'll leave you a lot of money so that you can find 100 servants to serve you and make sure that you don't have to worry about food and clothing. Is that okay? Lu Shuang thought for a moment and nodded. So I've decided to forgive Baiya. If I don't forgive her, I'll be letting myself down. I don't have a mother anymore so I can't let myself down. When will you go to Baiya's place this afternoon? Yin looked at her bright and beautiful face and raised a smile. He liked to see her happy face. Seeing her happy would make his mood better. He looked at the time on his watch. We should leave now. Let's go. Lu Shuang kicked the quilt away and got up from the bed. Yin was helpless. How could he fall in love with a tough woman? Shuang, go to Baiya's house and take off the bracelet. I can't. Lu Shuang refused. Yin frowned and looked at her. What's wrong now? He sighed helplessly. For someone like him, who was always scheming and never showed his feelings, his mood changed several times a day when he was with Lu Shuang. Chapter 644. I saw a piece of news today. It's about the former French president. I think it's similar to you. If your illegitimate child is exposed, I'm telling you, you definitely won't be able to be the president. Lu Shuang was worried. Don't worry. Since I asked you to give birth to our child, I can guarantee your safety, Yin said with certainty. It's better to be safe than sorry. Let me tell you that Nangong Yu originally told Hua Zixing to talk to you and persuade you. Hua Zixing even talked to Nangong Yu. I think Nangong Yu might be doing it out of kindness, and Hua Zixing might be worried that it will affect our relationship. They are actually good people. I thought about it seriously. After all, I am the one who will spend the rest of my life with you, not them. I have to plan for myself. I definitely don't want anything to happen to my future husband. If that happens, I won't have a husband. Look, after the former president stepped down, he still brought up the bad things he did and the matter with the daughter of the cosmetics company's CEO. So, you have done more bad things in the past. Maybe they will dig up your childhood and you can play with it. I think you should wait until you are stable in the future. Besides, you will be distracted after giving birth, Lu Shuang advised. Yin was in a good mood when he heard her say the word future husband. He thought about her words seriously and hugged her waist. He told her what he was worried about. If you don't give birth, I will be more distracted. Lu Shuang smiled, his eyes sparkling. Are you afraid that I will run away? Don't you do this kind of thing often? Yin looked at him helplessly. Silly. Do I look like someone who won't run away after giving birth? Lu Shuang asked. Xianxia tightened his grip on her waist. Although it was painful, she felt a strange sweetness in her heart. She hugged the back of his neck. I said I won't run away, so I won't run away. Xianxia sneered. You should change your mind every 3 days. If you don't run away now, you will run away again in 2 days. Lu Shuang. She didn't know whether she should be angry or compliment Xianxia for knowing her so well. She really changed her mind every 3 days. How about we sign an agreement? As long as you don't betray me, I won't run away. Are you relieved now? Lu Shuang asked. Xianxia kissed her on the lips and said in a deep voice, I believe you. If you run away again, Lu Shuang, I will never believe you again. I know. Let's go find Baya. Lu Shuang pulled Xianxia away. The corners of Xianxia's mouth curled up. He was anxious when he saw her, but when he saw her again he was too of to her, of her. Asterisk Lu Shen. Shin of thought. Lu Shin of an of to. Yishin, to yang of to. Lu Sheng of. When they were outside the manor, Lu Shuang found that something was wrong. The manor had 3 floors inside and 3 floors outside, surrounded by soldiers in different uniforms. They looked serious and solemn, but there was a sense of tension. Are these people Gu Lingqing's men? Or the Shadow's men? Lu Shuang asked in confusion. More than that. Xianxia said seriously. After the car was checked, it drove in. Lu Shuang looked at the back of the car and saw that there was a circle of people outside the manor. Are we not the only ones who came here for dinner today? Lu Shuang asked suspiciously. Sheng Dongqing, Leng Shuang, Su Zheng, Zuochuani, Xing Shang, and Xing Buhua. Xianxia said thoughtfully. Xing Buhua? Is he the one who looks like Gu Lingqing? Are they twins? Lu Shuang guessed. I don't think so. I've checked. Song Shiyu only had 1 child, not twins. When we go in, there are some things to deal with. I'll give you and buy you some private time later. Be good, Xianxia said. Lu Shuang nodded. She didn't understand what they were talking about, so she had to be good. The car stopped in front of the villa. Baya's security opened the car door. Xianxia got out of the car. Lu Shuang and Colonel Qing immediately followed and entered the house. Lu Shuang saw many people. There were guards in every corner of the house, but they were all wearing the same clothes. So, they belonged to the same group of people. They might be Baya's men. The atmosphere inside was extremely strange. No one spoke and their faces were tense. Even Baya was cold, expressionless, and indifferent. Baya saw Xianxia. Her eyes moved to Lu Shuang's face subconsciously and then moved away. She nodded at Xianxia. You've worked hard. Something happened, so I'm a little late. I'm sorry, Xianxia said in a distant and businesslike manner. Tell me about this matter. What exactly happened? Right now, the outside world is very strange about the death of the Minister of Education and his wife, Su Jing said in a strange tone. His tone carried a tone of questioning, solemn and contemptuous. Baya looked at Su Jing slowly. Minister Zeng died suddenly. The cause of his death has been leaked on the internet. Leng Qiuzuan and I think that Minister Zeng might have known some unspeakable secrets, so he was assassinated. Since you took Lady Zeng away, what did she say before she died? Su Jing interrogated. Everyone's eyes were on Baya's face. Baya looked at Zuochuani and just looked at him. Zuochuani glared at Baya. His eyes were filled with murderous intent, but there was also a hint of warning in them. Baya's lips curled up and she replied calmly, she did say something, but because there's no evidence, I'll only make people more suspicious if I say it. There's no need for me to say it. What did she say? Su Jing asked sternly. Zuochuani frowned and he was a little annoyed. He said, Deputy Chief Su, Baya is not a criminal. She's just helping us with our investigation. Since she didn't say it, she must have her reasons. I believe that Madame Gu will say it when she wants to, right? Zuochuani looked at Baya. Baya sat down on the chair, and his fingers tapped on the table rhythmically. In fact, I don't think there's a need to say it. First, even if I say it, no one will believe me. Instead, they'll think that I'm trying to stir up trouble. Second, I'm not sure if what Lady Zeng said is true or not. Third, I'm not a politician. Just like what Deputy Chiefs was said, I'm just helping with the investigation. Since you're here today, I don't have much to entertain you. Let's eat first and we can talk during the meal. What do you think? Everyone stopped talking and they looked at the highest commander, Xianxia. Thank you for your hospitality, Madame Gu, Xianxia said formally, and he sat down first. Lu Shuang stood still and he saw that there were people sitting on both sides of Xianxia. One was Su Zheng and the other was Zuochuani. The people sitting at Baya's table had special seats, and the assistant was not qualified, so he sat down at the table next to him. Chapter 645. Baya looked at Su Zheng and met Su Zheng's gaze. Her lips curled into a provocative and mocking smile, and her fingers tapped on the table gracefully. Su Zheng was a little angry when he saw Baya's behavior. This woman came to his house for a meal as Su Jiran's wife 5 years ago. At that time she was a yes man and he could easily crush her to death. He did not expect that she would turn into someone that even he had to be wary of. He felt very uncomfortable. Is this case going to be left unsolved? Aren't you here to assist in the investigation? Su Zheng asked Baya. Baya smiled and said calmly, first of all, I'm here to assist in the investigation. I'm not the main investigator. As for whether this case will be left unsolved, it's not up to me but up to the police, right? But Lady Zheng died in your car, Su Zheng said unhappily. The forensics team should have the report. Someone planted a bomb in Lady Zheng's teeth. The time of the explosion depends on the mastermind. Baya became serious and sharp. She continued, as for my woman, she's still lying in the hospital. She was injured because I helped you guys. As a girl, half of her face was destroyed. What else do you want to know, Deputy Chief Su? I think you should tell us what Lady Zheng said so that the police can have a direction to investigate. After all, you're the last person who came into contact with the victim. You have the obligation to tell us, Su Zheng said persistently. What if I don't tell you? Baya provoked. Su Zheng slammed the table and stood up. He said sternly, then I have reason to suspect that you're the murderer. Fine. Baya sighed. Since you want to know so much, I'll contact the police tomorrow and tell them what I know. Deputy Chief Su, I feel much better now. Su Zheng sat back down and snorted. Baya glanced at Xuanhuan's face. His complexion was very bad. One moment it was green, the next moment it was white. Lung Shui couldn't help but want to give his wife a thumbs up. He was also curious as to why Madame had agreed to everyone's visit and even wanted to treat these political figures to a meal. This was not in line with Madame's cold and distant personality. She really didn't like these people. Now he understood. What Lady Zheng said was what Xuanhuan was afraid of. Moreover, Su Zheng kept forcing Madame to tell him what she knew. Naturally, Xuanhuan hated Su Zheng. When the two sides fought, there would definitely be losses, and Madame would be the fisherman who would devise strategies behind the scenes. Also, after Su Zheng's incident and Baya's foreshadowing, Xuanhuan understood that no matter what Baya said, whether it was true or not, it could cause a powerful upheaval. This made Xuanhuan anxious. When there was no one around today, he would contact Madame to discuss the conditions. Madame's move was really great. He watched it very excitedly. However, no matter how exciting it was, he couldn't learn it. It required too much brain power. The chefs brought the dishes up and stood neatly behind Baya. Xuanhuan gave his assistant a look, and the assistant nodded. This detail was captured by the sharp Xingbuhua. He was about to remind Baya when he heard Baya ask, "Have you tested these dishes before serving? Are there any poisons?" The chef reported respectfully, "Yes, there's no poison. All the people here today are political figures. If there's any mistake, I won't be able to get away with it. Before serving, try it again in front of them," Baya ordered. "Yes," the chef replied. Lu Shuang watched as those people used serving chopsticks to test each person's dishes. Baya was very indifferent. Her gaze fell on Xuanhuan's pale face, and the corners of her mouth curled up slightly. Xuanhuan's assistant also looked at Xuanhuan, and sent a message to him asking, "Do you still want to poison the dishes?" Xuanhuan saw the assistant's message, and his hands were trembling. He replied, "No need for now, this woman is more cunning than a fox." Xingbuhua curled up the corner of his mouth, and his gaze fell on Baya's face with admiration. She called everyone together and he guessed that there would be a good show to watch. The woman he liked was indeed extraordinary. Lu Shuang stole a glance at Xingbuhua. Damn, this man was really the same as Gu Lingqing. However, Gu Lingqing would definitely not laugh like this. Even if it was funny, he would still be serious, very cold, and could change the atmosphere in an instant. But this man's character was much livelier than Gu Lingqing's, and he looked much more romantic, and it was easy to make people calm down. He should be the type of man who had many girlfriends. Xianxia glanced over and happened to see the way Lu Shuang was staring at Xingbuhua. His face was a little green and he cleared his throat. Lu Shuang was immersed in his own thoughts and did not hear anything at all. He supported his face and thought that if Gu Lingqing died, this Xingbuhua should have the cold and handsome face of Gu Lingqing, and Baya should be easily moved. But he always felt that Xingbuhua was not as good a match for Bai as Gu Lingqing. Xingbuhua made her feel a little dangerous and he was a little like Su Jiran. At first glance, he looked very charming, and when he smiled he could turn the world upside down. Unfortunately, he was a womanizer. Baiye's life was really bad. She finally got rid of the big devil, Su Jiran, and found Gu Lingqing, who doted on her, loved her, and regarded her as more important than her own life. She did not expect that she would die again. If Xing Buhua was not reliable, Baiye would probably not be able to live. In this life, before she met Gu Lingqing, she had been living a very hard life. After she met Gu Lingqing, her life was even more bitter. When would the bitterness be over and the sweetness would come? When Xianxia saw that Lu Shuang had been staring at Gu Lingqing without blinking, his face darkened. He sent a message to Lu Shuang, "What are you looking at?" When Lu Shuang heard his phone ring, he saw that it was a message from Xianxia. He replied, "Nothing. I'm waiting for dinner." Xianxia looked at her message and replied, "Between Xing Buhua and me, who's prettier? What are men better looking? Childish. However, to be honest, I'm just expressing my personal opinion. Xing Buhua is more masculine, and his face is also three-dimensional. He looks very manly. You are the type that many women like. You are too flirtatious. Although your face is pleasing to the eye, but it's quite different." When Lu Shuang sent the message over, Xianxia glared at Lu Shuang and wanted to pick her up and spank her. No, he couldn't bear to spank her. He could only push her down first. Lu Shuang didn't know that he was being glared at. He lowered his head and didn't know what he was doing. "So are you one of the many women or one of the different women?" Xianxia sent another message to ask. When Lu Shuang saw Xianxia's message, he chuckled and stole a glance at Xianxia. He didn't look at her. He was facing his high officials with a serious face. She didn't reply. Xianxia looked at her phone every 10 seconds. She sighed helplessly and sent another message. "Why aren't you replying?" Lu Shuang replied quickly, "Are you being jealous again?" Chapter 646. Lu Shuang smiled when he saw the words that Xianxia had sent. She felt like she was in love, a feeling that no one had ever given her before. Her heart was filled with sweetness. She replied, "Of course it's not the usual way. Otherwise, why would I stay by your side? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, okay?" Xianxia was finally satisfied. She smiled and replied, "I'll reward you when we get back." Baiye saw his expression and didn't look at Lu Shuang anymore, afraid that someone would make groundless accusations. Xuanhuan already knew that Xianxia had an illegitimate child. It wasn't difficult to know that the illegitimate child was Lu Shuang, but he probably already knew about it and was now setting up a trap. The chef had already tasted the dishes and confirmed that there was no poison in front of everyone before sending them out. Dinner was served. "I heard that Mrs. Gu has invested in an app. I heard that you specialize in targeting the government," Xing Dongqing said indifferently as if he didn't mean it. The officials looked at each other. This was the main reason why they were here today. Baiye replied calmly, "Why would I target the government? I'm only targeting some illegal phenomena, and some of these phenomena happen to some people in the government. These officials are the pillars of the country. If something serious happens to them, the country will be in serious trouble too. I just feel that there needs to be a platform for the officials to understand the people's lives. Isn't this what the officials have been looking for? Understanding the people's suffering can help us solve the problem better. But I heard that you injured him maliciously and used the power of public opinion. This time Minister Zheng's case is related to you." Xing Dongqing tried his best to suppress her. Baiye laughed. "Rumors stop with the wise. As for whether I injured him maliciously or not, I believe that everyone here knows very well that I have evidence for every incident. Otherwise, I wouldn't be preparing to arrest Minister Zheng. I'd like to ask Minister Xing, what do you think I did wrong? I think you're already a regent with the identity of a commoner. You're even more despicable than those terrorist organizations. You're an internal threat," Xing Dongqing said in disgust. "Internal hidden dangers? Ehe, Minister Xing, you are really funny. According to what you said, I am regent when I set up a website for everyone to speak freely. If you become the president one day, then the people will not be able to speak freely. I'm really glad that I don't live under a leader who only dares to be angry but doesn't dare to speak up." Baiye had already pointed out something. Xing Dongqing's face turned pale. He had originally asked this question to win over the officials' hearts. However, Baiye's words had caused him to lose the support of the people. He said angrily, "You're just twisting words and forcing logic. It's a pity that you're not a lawyer with such good eloquence." "It's not that I'm eloquent, it's just that I speak from a reasonable point of view. Naturally, my words flow smoothly. I don't need to think about logical problems because I'm just stating the facts." Baiye put down his chopsticks and his expression became serious. I know that everyone has a lot of opinions about the website I set up. Some people are even very uneasy. For example, people like Minister Zheng who have done bad things and are afraid of being found out. Baiya paused and swept his gaze across everyone's faces. Most of them lowered their heads and did not speak. Baiya continued, I'm just one of the commoners. What I hope is that the rulers can be fair and strict. I don't think I'm wrong and I don't think there's anything wrong with my website. I think the purpose of the Discipline Inspection Department is to supervise the officials so that the officials can better serve the country. Isn't my website the same? I feel that the best way to supervise the officials is to have the boss's surname. And I just happen to provide such a good platform, don't I? Clap, clap, clap. Xianxia applauded. Everyone looked at him and the atmosphere was very strange. Lu Shuang saw that Xianxia was applauding. Of course he had to cooperate, so he quickly applauded and even nudged the two people beside him. Those two people saw that they were the president's assistants, so they could not help but applaud. Therefore, Zhuochuani's assistant and Xing Dongqing's assistant also applauded. Zhuochuani and Xing Dongqing's faces turned ashen. Xianxia saw it from the corner of his eyes and smiled. If he did not smile again he would suffer internal injuries. His woman was too awesome. After Xianxia finished laughing he said to Baiya seriously, I think what you said is very well. The country does need a platform to allow all the officials to be supervised by the people. Now, with the development of the internet, new methods are being developed. I feel that the country can follow the example of the ancients and enlist you. You can manage this platform, then connect with the cabinet, respond to problems and sound the alarm for some officials. The supervision of the officials has always been the responsibility of the Discipline Inspection Department. I think this can be classified as my department, Su Jing said. If it is classified as the government department, won't the officials still protect each other? Baiya said directly. Nonsense. Are you saying that the Discipline Inspection Department is not doing a good job? Su Jing was angry. What I mean is that you are the supervision of the government department, and I am the supervision of the people. It is not appropriate to classify me as your department. How about this? If I find a problem, I will report it in time. Is that okay? Baiya said. I will reserve a position for you in the cabinet. If you find a problem, it will sound the alarm for the wives of the officials so that some officials can control their behavior. Punishment is not the goal, but the goal is to manage the country better. What do you think? Xianxia said. As soon as he said that, some people's faces became even uglier. They were originally here to question Baiya, but in the end they promoted Baiya to the cabinet and gave her real power. However, because of the high-sounding reasons, those who opposed it were guilty. No one dared to oppose it. They looked at each other. We will have a meeting at 2 in the afternoon to finalize this matter. Let's eat first, Xianxia said. In this place he was the highest decision-maker and no one dared to oppose him. They couldn't even digest the meal. The first person to suggest leaving was Xing, who had been silent all this time. I have something to do at home, so I will leave first. Xing said to Baiya politely but alienated. He nodded to the others and left with Xing Buhua. As soon as they got in the car, Xing warned Xing Buhua, this woman is not simple. You better not contact her and keep a distance. Otherwise she will easily find out that you are not Gu Lingqing. At that time, it will not be easy for us to make use of Gu Lingqing's manpower. Chapter 647. Yes, Xing Buhua replied. His eyes were so deep that no one could understand what he was thinking. Xing was slightly worried and reminded him, remember, Gu Lingqing must not stay. Otherwise he will be a stumbling block for us. I know you can't bear to let him die because he is your brother, but he was shot and won't live long. Don't be impulsive. I know what to do. Xing Buhua said firmly. It's good that you know. Don't forget our grand goal. Xing looked at Xing Buhua meaningfully and said, there are many good women in the world. She is indeed excellent, but she is not the only excellent one. You haven't slept with her yet, have you? Xing Buhua shook his head and said, not yet. Don't sleep. Otherwise, you will soon be unable to tell whether she is your woman or your brother's woman. And she is too smart. She will soon find out that you are not Gu Lingqing. The former president was also brought down by her, right? At that time when she knows that you killed Gu Lingqing she will not let you go. Xing said seriously. He said slowly. Xing Buhua nodded and looked out of the window. He pursed his lips and twirled his thumbs. This was what he would do when he was very upset. As soon as Xing left, the others also left one after another. In the end only Leng Shui, Xianxia and Lu Shuang were left. Xianxia knew that Leng Shui was Baiya's man. There was no need to hide some things from Leng Shui. even if he forced Bai Ye to discuss with Leng Shuai. What are you going to say when you contact the police tomorrow? Xinyan asked directly. Bai Ye put his index finger on his lips, motioned Xinyan not to speak and looked at Leng Shuai. Leng Xiao nodded and walked out. After a while, a guard came over with a metal box. Soon he detected the monitor under the chair in the living room. Lu Shuang suddenly realized that Bai Ye was cautious and considered everything. In just one hall, there were already 6 surveillance cameras installed. This was really amazing. Professional anti-wiretapping personnel came over and dismantled all the wiretaps. Leng Shuai, check my monitor to see if anyone has tampered with it. Bai Ye ordered. Yes. Leng Shuai took down the monitor that Bai Ye had installed himself. Take him to check the surveillance cameras in all the rooms and make sure there are no problems, Bai Ye said cautiously. Okay. Leng Shuai took his men. Under Zhang Xingyu's arrangement, and Ying's men in her room disappeared again, and the room returned to its former tranquility. Xinyan, come with me, Bai Ye said and went to the underground library to check today's video. Zhang. Bai Ye said. Bai Yin looked at Zhang. Shuai. Bai Zhang. Bai Ye narrowed his eyes. It's him. You know him? Xinyan asked curiously. He's the one who killed Minister Zheng. Have you forgotten that I have the third eye? Even if they destroyed the monitor, I've already ordered people to keep an eye on this area. Did you kill Minister Zheng on purpose? Xinyan asked. Of course not. I didn't ask people to keep an eye on it 24/7. Even if I did, I wouldn't be able to stop him if he wanted to kill someone. All I could do was retrieve the information and organize it. After all, the third eye has to process a lot of information. Bai Ye explained. Now have you found out who he is? Xinyan stared at the screen and asked. I've retrieved all the monitors of this person. I've also retrieved all the monitors of Minister Zheng before the incident. His name is Liu Bowie, 35 years old, Chinese-American, Special Forces soldier, born with great strength, participated in the war in Afghanistan, and his whereabouts are unknown after he was discharged from the army. The place where he usually lives is very secluded. On the morning of Minister Zheng's death, he also appeared in this place, but it's strange that Xuanhuan didn't go there. I suspect that there might be a secret passage under Xuanhuan's house. He might have disguised himself or left in an ordinary car, so I can't find any information about him for now, Bai Ye explained. Bai Ye, look, there's another person climbing in through your window, Lu Shuang said, pointing at the screen. Bai Ye paused and turned to look at Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang was no longer as cold to her as before. She had a completely different attitude. She was a little excited, expectant, and pleading. That was because Bai Ye was usually a very cold person, but her eyes were a little lovely. Lu Shuang's heart suddenly ached. She had always been a very straightforward person. I forgive you, she said directly without any foreshadowing. Bai Ye smiled. This was the only thing that made her happy today. She hugged Lu Shuang and pressed the back of his head. Her eyes were a little wet and she choked with sobs. I'm sorry. Lu Shuang patted Bai Ye's back. I know you're good to me. Let's not talk about the past. My mother's spirit in heaven must also want us to reconcile. I'll take care of you from now on, Bai Ye promised. Xinyan had seen them hugging for a long time. If Bai Ye was a man, he would definitely ask Bai Ye to get as far away as possible. He pulled Lu Shuang out. I'll take care of her from now on. She's already living at my place. You'd better not meet her now. I suspect that Xuanhuan already knows about your relationship with Lu Shuang. He's planning to trap you, Bai Ye reminded him. Xinyan smiled. The most dangerous place is the safest. Only Xing Dongqing vaguely knows about my relationship with Lu Shuang. Besides, even Xing Dongqing isn't 100% sure. She'll be in danger if she's not under my watch. I can guarantee her safety, Bai Ye said. Xinyan hugged Lu Shuang's waist. But I can't come over from time to time. If I come over, they'll think that there's something going on between you and me. If I speak up for you, they'll use it against me. You can come to Lu Shuang after you solve the problem around you. Don't forget that besides Xing Dongqing, everyone around you knows about your relationship with Lu Shuang, especially your invisible men. Aren't they the ones who want to kill Lu Shuang? Are you sure that there's no one behind Colonel Tang? Bai Ye pulled Lu Shuang over. Xinyan pulled Lu Shuang over. Xinyan pulled Lu Shuang over again. I can guarantee that my men will not betray me. If they wanted to, they would have said that Lu Shuang is my woman. After what Colonel Tang has done, I believe that no one will dare to target her again unless they want to die. Bai Ye was about to pull Lu Shuang over, but Xinyan moved. Bai Ye didn't pull Lu Shuang. Chapter 648. Based on what you said, Wouldn't she be in danger if she stayed with you? You've offended more people than I have. Sheng Dongqing, Zhuqiuani, Su Zheng, which one of them isn't a political figure? You think they don't hate you? They are also eyeing your position. Zhuqiuani ordered Minister Zheng to prove it. Baiya retorted. But at least I'm the president now, so they won't do it openly. With my current strength, they won't dare to do it openly. Moreover, I have a perfect plan unless they don't care about their reputation and status anymore. For them, climbing up is their only goal in this life. And you almost killed Lu Shuang last time. You have a perfect plan, but it doesn't mean that I don't. Why do you think I asked my people to follow you that day? Lu Shuang must stay with me, Xianxia said forcefully. *CK stop arguing. Lu Shuang couldn't stand it anymore. The more I listen to you, the weaker I feel. My dear door, please give me some face. Baiya and Xianxia stopped talking and turned their faces away. The atmosphere suddenly became cold, and it became even more strange. Lu Shuang's waist tightened and Xianxia looked at her with burning eyes. Lu Shuang pursed his lips and said to Baiya, Xiaobai, why don't I stay with him for a while? If I leave suddenly, people will be suspicious. If I find that he can't protect me, I will go to you. You can't abandon me. Hearing Lu Shuang's words, Baiya didn't insist anymore. Moreover, she knew Lu Shuang well. If Lu Shuang asked to stay, it could only mean that he liked Xianxia. Congratulations, Xianxia. Because Baiya was angry, his tone was a little sarcastic. Xianxia heard it and said, Thank you. It's all thanks to your support from the beginning. In the future, Lu Shuang will be my wife. She will manage the cabinet in the future. I insisted on letting you in. In addition to helping you complete the plan, I also hope that you will support Lu Shuang in the future. Baiya sighed and looked at Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang was dumbfounded. Wasn't it funny for her to be the president's wife and manage the cabinet? Could she just be a lady and take care of the children? If you really want to be with him, you can't be as willful as before. Because you are in a high position, everyone's eyes are on you. You can't be unrestrained. You have to start learning how to manage people's hearts and balance power. I will do my best to teach you. Wait. Baiya paused. She paused. She wanted to say that in the future, when Gu Lingqing got her revenge and no one could threaten their lives, they would leave and live the life they wanted. But now Xianxia and Lu Shuang both thought that Gu Lingqing was dead, so she couldn't say it. Things were changeable. She trusted Lu Shuang but not Xianxia. Xianxia was in a high position. She wouldn't act according to her emotions. Instead, she would consider the overall situation. When you're almost ready, I'll leave, Baiya continued the previous sentence. Lu Shuang's eyes turned red. Where are you going? Are you never coming back? I want to live the life I want, Baiya said softly. Lu Shuang held Baiya's hand and asked worriedly, Are you looking for death? Little Bai, don't. If you die, you will have nothing. Baiya smiled. 5 or 6 years ago, she tried to commit suicide. She was saved by Su Jiran. She was still depressed, but she was still alive. She just wanted to live the way the people who cared about her wanted her to live. But she was unhappy. She was unhappy every day. This feeling was worse than death. She didn't want to go through it again. So now she lived for herself. Don't think so far. From now on, what you need to do is to do your best every day, Baiya said and went back to business. She looked at the monitor and explained, The person who came in later was Xing Dongqing. I've sorted out the information of all the people who might be Xing Dongqing and memorized all their facial features. I remember this person's eyes. Lu Junghua, Special Forces. He died in a drill 10 years ago. He died in a drill 10 years ago, but he didn't die and became Xing Dongqing's man. Lu Shuang came back to his senses and praised, Little Bai, you're amazing. You can even remember this. Baiya looked at Lu Shuang and said softly, Our brains can't be compared to hundreds of computers. It's just that the brain of a normal person is only developed by 3 to 6%. The brains of the so-called geniuses are only developed by 6 to 9%. As long as we continue to develop our potential and cultivate diligently, they could all become very powerful. Unless you're born with a mental disability, there's no such thing as intelligence or stupidity. There's only hard work and not hard work. As long as you work hard, you can do it. Lu Shuang knew that Baiya was comforting her. She guessed that she was the kind of normal person who had developed 3% of her potential. What are you going to say to the police tomorrow? Xianxia returned to the main topic. It's a pity that the surveillance camera in my car was destroyed, but my place was destroyed. Maybe Zhuqiuani has it, Baiya guessed. He won't keep anything that's harmful to him. So, I can be sure that Zhuqiuani won't leave a recording, Xianxia corrected her. That's the best. My testimony is very important. I can frame whoever I want. Although they don't believe me, many people will still make groundless accusations, Baya said calmly. You want to sow discord between Su Zheng and Wuxiani? Xianxia guessed. You know very well that the three parties are out of balance now. You have to suppress Wuxiani. Otherwise his ambition will come to you. And the one who can suppress him, make him not be too arrogant for the time being, make him not act rashly, and put him on the table in a dignified manner is Su Zheng. Baya analyzed. You have the same idea as me. But Wuxiani is too cautious. I'm worried that you'll be in danger. Xianxia's face darkened. I know. So I'll have a good chat with Wuxiani tonight. There's one more thing which is also the reason why I came to see you today. I went to Invisible this morning and asked some people. They said that Colonel Tang is indeed uneasy. I think it's because his people failed to assassinate Lu Shuang. But if you want to talk about the reason, it's because. But it's far-fetched to say that he committed suicide because of this matter. He should have at least come to me before he committed suicide. But he didn't. Colonel Tang's autopsy report is out. It's true that he committed suicide. He didn't take any hallucinogens before he died. Moreover, when he jumped off the building, there were witnesses who proved that he was alone and no one else followed him. But his expression. What's wrong with his expression? Baya asked. Chapter 649. If he didn't commit suicide willingly, I can probably guess how he did it, Baya said as she pondered. She was a little tired from standing, so she pulled out a chair and sat down. What kind of method? Xianxia was curious. One of the FBI's basic interview questions is like this. Name a few ways to communicate, Baya said. Xianxia thought about what Baya said and said, phone, letters, language, music, secret codes. You're saying that someone used a secret code to contact Colonel Tang and ordered him to commit suicide? Yes. I'm going to check the secret codes again to see where Colonel Tang went and who passed them to him, Xianxia said as she took out her phone and prepared to make a call. Wait. Baya stopped Xianxia. What do you think are the secret codes that are not easy to find, easy to destroy, and can avoid surveillance? The arrangement of sounds and the arrangement of things that can be seen easily. Because they can be seen easily, most people won't care, Xianxia thought. Also, they will choose a place where Colonel Tang will definitely see it. I remember you said that Colonel Tang locked himself in his room before he died, and the only people who could come into contact with him were the orderlies. So it's an order lie? Lu Shuang interrupted. Baya looked at her and shook her head. If it's an order lie, it's too simple. Moreover, they are a very strict organization. They won't let an order lie who is so easily suspected do it. So. Lu Shuang was confused. The secret code appeared in a place that Colonel Tang could see in his room, and it was at night, Baya reminded. I understand now. Xianxia was enlightened. Understand what? Lu Shuang did not understand. Did someone sneak in and set up a formation? If that's the case, then Colonel Tang would have committed suicide soon after entering the room, instead of locking himself in the room for a long time, Baya explained. Lu Shuang looked at Xianxia, waiting for him to undo it. She was so anxious. Xianxia noticed Lu Shuang's gaze and said to Lu Shuang, the murderer has been hiding in the woods. Because we just went to the drill, even if she left footprints, we won't suspect anything. She has been squatting, and when Colonel Tang walked to the window, she used the light spot to send a signal. Can't other people see the light spots too? Lu Shuang was suspicious. Then they must have discussed how to communicate with each other. That location is something that ordinary people wouldn't be able to discover, guessed Xianxia. How do light dots transmit signals? Lu Shuang was curious. Light and sound are the best ways to transmit signals. It's just that there are many ways and it's impossible for someone who isn't an insider to know. Baya explained, for example, the frequency and duration of the pause, the number of flashes, and so on. Let me give you an example. The letter A is represented by 1 flash, and the letter B is represented by 2 flashes. The letter AO can be represented by 2 flashes, a pause of 0.1 seconds and another flash. Lu Shuang understood now. So, someone gave him a signal to commit suicide. Then won't we never be able to find out who killed him? Baya sneered and looked at Xianxia, who had a serious expression. Not necessarily. Hurry up and tell me. I'm dying of anxiety. Lu Shuang urged. The person who can order Colonel Tang to commit suicide must have a higher position than him, and he must be someone Colonel Tang trusts and will be loyal to. This person can't be Wuxiani, Xing Dongqing, or Su Zheng. Because if these people knew that you are Xianxia's woman, they would have exposed you a long time ago. Yes. Moreover, Colonel Tang's motive is to be loyal, and he hopes that Xianxia can stabilize his power. So, the person behind the scenes is in the same boat as Xianxia. How many people around Xianxia who were above Colonel Tang could order Colonel Tang around? I'm afraid there are only a few. Let me think. Baya looked at Xianxia and said in a deep voice, "One is Secretary Jiang, a trusted aide of your father. He has a complicated relationship with his subordinates, and he has the ability to make Colonel Tang listen to his orders. The second is your uncle. Although he has been abroad, he is more than enough to be your behind-the-scenes supporter. The third is the invisible Colonel Zhou. But he should have been investigated by you, and he is currently excluded as a suspect. The last one." Baya paused and there was a sharp glint in her eyes. "That's your wife, Hua Zixing." "Hua Zixing. That's not possible. She treats me very well and she purposely pushed me to be with Xianxia. Moreover, her marriage with Xianxia was arranged. She has a man she loves, and they got married to consolidate the power of their families. 4 years later, Xianxia promised to help her get together with her lover." Lu Shuang explained. "Shuangniu Hua Zixing has been the president's wife for 2.5 years. During her tenure, no one was dissatisfied. Even the cunning women in the cabinet were managed by her. What does this prove?" Baya reminded. "She said that her family has been grooming her since she was young, and she said that she would teach me," Lu Shuang said straightforwardly. "Yes, she has been groomed since she was young, so she is very shrewd. Don't believe what you see on the surface and don't believe what she says because this is what she wants you to see," Baya said earnestly. Lu Shuang didn't say anything. Indeed, she only looked at the surface and couldn't see through the inside. Baya continued, "The Hua family is the royal family, but a few years ago the Xiang family surpassed them. Do you know why?" The moment Baya asked, she regretted it. It would be weird if Lu Shuang knew. It's because Country M is a country of weapons. The weapons developed by the Xiang family surpass the Hua family, and the president is also very afraid of the Xiang family. If he doesn't give them power, the Xiang family's status will get higher and higher, and the royal family will fall. After Hua Zixing and I got married, the Hua family's international prestige increased. After Hua Zixing and I married, the Hua family's international prestige increased, and they improved their weapons," Xianxia answered on behalf of Lu Shuang. "Yes, that's why the Hua family's prestige increased these 2 years. But what if Hua Zixing and you divorced? After all, the Xiang clan's weapons are very good. After these 2 years of suppression, they will rebound very strongly. At that time the Hua clan will decline very quickly. Hua Zixing's motive in marrying you is to save the Hua clan. Since Hua Zixing's motive for marrying you is to save the Hua family, will she not save it 4 years later?" Baya said with certainty. After hearing Baya's words, Lu Shuang came to a sudden realization. So she's lying. She won't divorce in 4 years. Even if she doesn't like Xianxia, she will continue to dominate the position of the president's wife and hope that Xianxia will continue to be the president. Baya smiled. Lu Shuang finally understood. "Shuangniu, you have to remember, don't listen to what others say or act in front of you in the future. Instead, you have to analyze other people's true motives and what they do behind their backs. Then you will know if this person is good or useful," Baya said earnestly. Lu Shuang understood. Although he had a good impression of Hua Zixing, he would definitely listen to Baya. "Hello everyone, I am Qin Tang Tang. You can follow me on WeChat." Chapter 650. There's one more thing. Don't say it out loud, especially when you don't have absolute confidence to fight back. If you say it out loud, the other party will be desperate and use extreme measures. Do you understand?" Baya continued. "I understand. So, even if I know that Hua Zixing is pretending to be nice to me, I can't say it out loud. I'll just pretend that she's nice to me, but I have to be wary of her, right?" Lu Shuang asked seriously. "Yes." Baya looked at Xianxia. "Do you still want Lu Shuang to stay by your side? You have someone who's a ticking time bomb to Lu Shuang." "You're right. I'll be cautious and cautious. It's precisely because she's a ticking time bomb that I have to keep Lu Shuang by my side. If she explodes, she'll injure Lu Shuang and herself. Hua Zixing cherishes her life. If she's the mastermind, she won't detonate it so easily. Don't worry." Xianxia was determined to keep Lu Shuang by her side. At least he would risk his life to protect her. So, he didn't believe that anyone could protect her better than him. Baya saw that Xianxia was very determined and had nothing else to say. She glanced at the time on the computer and asked Xianxia, "Don't you have a meeting at 2 o'clock? It's 1 o'clock now. I'm not close to the Senate." "Okay. Be careful. Let me know if you need any help," Xianxia said in a low voice. "I do need your help with something." "What is it?" "My subordinate was injured by the explosion. Half of her face was completely destroyed." She's still a girl and doesn't have a boyfriend. Her face is very important to a girl. Don't you have a great plastic surgeon? The one who helped me do it. Please ask them to do it for Lin Shulan. Baiye's eyes dimmed. When she thought of Lin Shulan, her heart felt heavy and depressed. She was injured because of her carelessness. She had to be more careful in the future. She's different from you. It's a skin injury. I'm afraid it'll take more than 2 years to recover, Xianxia reminded her. She can afford to wait for 2 years. Sorry to trouble you. Baiye nodded in a friendly manner. I'll contact her after the meeting. I'll take Lu Shuang with me first. She's my assistant, and she needs to accompany me to the meeting, Xianxia said, hugging Lu Shuang tighter as if declaring his ownership. Lu Shuang was in pain from being hugged by him. She put a fist on his shoulder and said, "You're suffocating me." I know, Xianxia said dotingly. Baiye's eyes softened slightly. Although Xianxia was dangerous, he really loved Lu Shuang. If someone advised her to leave because it was dangerous for her to stay with Gu Lingqing, she would definitely not leave. Shuangniu, remember, you must see through it but not say it. Hua Zixing is a very smart person, don't let her see through it. Besides, this is only my suspicion, it's not certain whether it's her or not. Baiye specially reminded Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang made an okay gesture. I'll call you. Take care of yourself. Baiye nodded and sent them out. Leng Chao went downstairs and reported, other than your own, there are 13 places that are being monitored. Is this how I'm going to deal with it? Clean them all up. I've also confirmed that there are no problems with the surveillance cameras. Then mix them up and divide them into 3 parts. Send one to Su Zheng, one to Zhuqiuani, and one to Xingdongqing, Baiye ordered. You want them to know that you're being monitored? Leng Chao didn't understand Baiye's intention. Baiye looked at Leng Chao. Isn't there a recording of Xingdongqing questioning me? Send it online and remember to use an overseas server. Leng Chao suddenly understood and couldn't help but give Baiye another thumbs up. If this recording is released, Xingdongqing can forget about being the president in this lifetime. Back then he tried to frame the chief to become the president. Now he can forget about being the president. It'll be hard for him to become the finance minister. Besides, he's a petty person. He'll suspect that it was Zhuqiuani or Su Zheng who did it, but he won't suspect you. You can't possibly install a surveillance camera in your own house and let them fight amongst themselves. That's great, Leng Chao said excitedly. No, Xingdongqing will suspect me too. According to his violent personality, he'll definitely pressure Xianxia, Baiye guessed. Then what should we do? Leng Chao was worried again. Xianxia isn't easy to deal with either. He'll direct the conflict to Zhuqiuani because he urgently needs to suppress Zhuqiuani's power. Leng Chao clapped his hands. That's right. Baiye smiled. Go to the meeting. You must find someone to take care of Lin Shulan. Also tell her not to worry. Her face will recover in 2 years at most. I promise. I'll send someone to protect you. You need a considerate woman to take care of you. There's no need. I heard from Zhang Xingyu that Shulan has passed the critical period. She woke up in the morning. When she can be discharged, I'll bring her to the manor to take care of her. After all, she did it to protect me. I can't abandon her, Baiye said firmly. But I also need someone to take care of you too. Don't worry. The person I'll send this time must be someone I can trust. I'll ask Zhang Xingyu to move in directly. He's enough. Thanks. Baiye patted Leng Chao's shoulder. I'm a little sleepy. I'll take a nap first. All right, I'll keep in touch. After Leng Chao left, Baiye lay on the bed feeling very tired. She didn't sleep well yesterday, and today was a battle of wits and courage. She had to have a good rest so that she would have enough energy and brain power to deal with the next things. However, Lu Shuang forgave her. She smiled. She felt a heavy stone in her heart lightened a little, but there was another heavy stone pressing on her. She had already killed Lu Shuang's mother. She must protect Lu Shuang. Looking at Xianxia, Lu Shuang would definitely become the wife of the president in the future. However, she knew Lu Shuang. He was too carefree and heartless. It was fine to be a civilian. She could live her own life. However, as the wife of the president, her every move represented the country and the royal family. She was really worried that Lu Shuang would not be able to adapt to it. She must teach him everything she could as soon as possible. Otherwise, when she left, she would still be worried. In a daze, she fell asleep. She dreamed again. She dreamed of Gu Lingqing again. He was surrounded by the sea, and he was sitting alone on a very small rock in the middle of the sea. She was afraid that he would fall down, but her mind told her that it was just a dream. However, even if it was a dream, she did not want to see Gu Lingqing fall down. He stood on the rock and looked at her with a deep gaze. It was as if he had something to say to her, but he did not speak. He just stared at her. She was so afraid that when she woke up, she would not be able to see him again. A big wave rushed towards her. She found that Gu Lingqing was gone. Without thinking, she jumped into the sea. Her chest felt so stuffy that she was about to suffocate. She opened her eyes. Chapter 651. Song Shiyu rushed into her room worriedly. Xiaoya, what's wrong? Baiya pointed outside the window. There was a shadow flashing by just now. I really saw it. That person was lying on the window like a spider. Zhang Xingyu heard the noise and ran over. Someone's there? Our people probably didn't see it. Otherwise they would have reported it to me. I'll get them to look for it now. Don't. Baiya quickly calmed down. Many thoughts flashed through her mind. She needed time to organize herself. She couldn't be as careless as before. You told our people not to move. Maybe someone didn't leave after they came in at noon. They purposely hid to test the situation. After all, we checked them clearly when they came, but we didn't check them clearly when they left. Baiya analyzed. Zhang Xingyu lowered her head apologetically. I've overlooked it. Please punish me. Anyone can overlook something, but it'll lead to a bad outcome. From today onwards, we can't overlook anything. Fill the outside with cameras too, Baiya ordered. Okay. I'll go check the surveillance first. If I remember correctly, there are surveillance cameras that can capture something outside the window, Baiya said and stood up. She went to the library to check the surveillance cameras. Zhang Xingyu was worried that someone was hiding in the room. She followed Baiya to the library. Baiya checked all the surveillance cameras. She stared at the black shadow on the screen and said, that person didn't come in. For safety's sake, get someone to check again. Make sure that the room isn't bugged. Okay. Zhang Xingyu immediately made the call. Baiya sat in front of the computer and was deep in thought. Xiaoya, is there anything I can help you with? Song Shiyu asked worriedly. Baiya shook her head. Thank you, Mom. I'm sorry to have made you worry. There's no need to thank me. We're a family. You don't look too well recently. You must be upset about what happened to Lin Shulan. I'll cook some nutritious porridge for you. Even if you don't eat it, the child still has to eat it, Song Shiyu said gently. Baiya smiled and nodded. Okay. Song Shiyu turned around and left. Baiya was still staring blankly at the screen. The man on the window was wearing a mask and a blindfold. He was armed to the teeth and had a seatbelt around his waist. There were no devices in his hands. It didn't look like he wanted to open the window. Moreover, he stayed at the window for a full 6 minutes without moving at all. Madam. Zhang Xingyu also called out, waiting for Baiya's instructions. If our people didn't discover him, I'm guessing he's still in our blind spot, Baiya said. Could it be the roof? But someone was staring at the roof and didn't notice anything strange, Zhang Xingyu said in confusion. He's wearing black clothes, but it's daytime now. So he should be hiding in the area with the black tiles on the roof. If I remember correctly, there's an air vent that leads to the attic. Usually no one goes up to the attic. He's very skilled. He's likely to be carrying a gun and an explosive weapon. Guns and explosive weapons, Baiya reminded. If he's carrying a very powerful explosive weapon, he might blow up the entire villa. It's best that you leave safely now, madam. Zhang Xingyu was worried. If we leave openly now, we might anger that person. There's a safe passage here. I can hide in there just in case. Let the people from the Dark Shadow and Lung Shuang evacuate first. Remember, when you evacuate, be careful. Don't let him discover you. Choose the attic, Baiya reminded. No, if we evacuate, you'll be in danger without anyone to protect you. Also, someone has to catch him. I'll go, Zhang Xingyu volunteered. Catching that man was more dangerous than disarming a bomb. It was a narrow escape. Baiya couldn't bear to do it. Other than Lin Shulan, Zhang Xingyu was the closest to her among the soldiers. She couldn't bear to let the other soldiers go. After we evacuate, throw the walkie-talkies and phones into the attic, and come to the library immediately, Baiya ordered. Aren't we going to catch that person? Zhang Xingyu asked in confusion. That person, whether it's Xing Dongqing or Zhuqiuani, once he's discovered, he won't be able to live. There's no point in catching him. Just do as I say, Baiya ordered. All right. Zhang Xingyu had no other choice but to do as Baiya said. An hour later, the people from the Dark Shadow and Lung Shuang retreated to the security area. Zhang Xingyu appeared in the library. Seeing that there was no one there, he shouted, Madam, madam? I'm here, Baiya said. Zhang Xingyu looked for the source of the voice and saw Baiya and Song Shiyu hiding at the entrance of the tunnel. Come up, Baiya shouted. Oh. Zhang Xingyu climbed up in surprise. So there was a secret tunnel here. Baiya covered the entrance. Is it done? Zhang Xingyu nodded. It's done. What do we do next? Baiya turned on the walkie-talkie and said, I know you're here. Don't be afraid and panic. If I wanted to catch you, I would have caught you long ago. I know you have a mission to complete. The other party didn't say anything, but Baiya could vaguely hear the breath on the other end and knew that he was listening. My husband used to be a special forces soldier. He was an amazing person. He didn't rely on his family's power and started from the bottom. He reached a height that many people were afraid of, but he died under a bullet. I used to hate his job. After all, women want a family and a life, but men still want passion, patriotism, and a sense of responsibility. Do you know what the mission he regretted the most was? Baiya said. The other party still didn't say anything. Zhang Xingyu was a little nervous. This kind of pressure made people feel that the air was thin. Baiya continued, once he received a mission from his superior. As the team leader, he led a team to rescue a political figure. In the end, his brothers and comrades died in front of him one by one. Only he and Xiahi came back. This incident caused a lot of commotion in Country A. I think you've heard about it. When we went to investigate another case, we met Xiahi, who was in hiding. Xiahi said that she wasn't a spy, but my husband didn't believe her. Only he and Xiahi survived. Xiahi escaped and Zhou Hailan came back. Zhou Hailan was my husband's first love. They went on the mission together. My husband saw with his own eyes that she was engulfed in the fire to protect the political figure. In the end, she came back safe and sound. She even gave birth to a child with him. After 5 years, the truth of the matter was revealed. It turned out that the mission was fake. The goal was to kill a group of people who knew the secret. The mastermind was Xing Dongqing. Chapter 652. I don't know, but I have the desire to talk to you, you know? My husband often felt sorry for his dead comrades. He blamed himself until he died. Before he died, he told me to take revenge for his dead comrades. Baiya paused. The other party paused too. He didn't say anything, but he didn't hang up either. Silence wasn't a good thing. Baiya continued, you could have killed me. I was careless today, but you didn't. I think you should be a person with ideas, passion, and a sense of justice. You don't have to flatter me, the man said. Baiya smiled. Because you didn't kill me, if you have any requests, I will try my best to help you. I saw your men retreat, the man said in a deep voice. Baiya was slightly shocked. This man's observation and sharpness were stronger than she had imagined. However, she heaved a sigh of relief. He either wasn't a heartless person or he didn't have a bomb. She didn't deny it. I'm worried that you're a death warrior. These comrades follow me and protect me. They have families, friends, and lives. I don't want them to die just like this. Their families will be sad because of me. It's not worth it for them to die like this. You're right. I'm a death warrior. If the bomb on me explodes, everything within a kilometer will be flattened. Your soldiers will only be safe if they retreat to the gate. I asked them to retreat to the gate. If you don't explode it, the person behind you won't let you go, Baiya guessed. I'm not from your country. He changed the topic. An idea flashed through Baiya's mind. She blurted out, LV Bowie. You know me? LV Bowie was surprised. I already knew that you were the murderer who killed Minister Zheng. I checked your information. If I'm not wrong, Xuanhuan planted a listening and detonating device in your teeth, Baiya said worriedly. I took it off and destroyed it 10 minutes ago. Can I see you? LV Bowie asked. Baiya hesitated. Madam, please don't. We can guarantee our safety if we don't go out now. It's too dangerous to go out. What if his mission is to kill you and he's lying to you? Zhang Xingyu advised. LV Bowie sneered. Indeed, you can choose not to come out. If I didn't complete my mission, I would have died. Baiya pondered for 3 seconds. Come to the hall now. I'll go to the hall. Baiya said and turned off the walkie-talkie. Madam, please don't. He's too dangerous. He could cut off Minister Zheng's head with a single slash. I'm no match for him. I won't be able to protect you, Zhang Xingyu said. I believe that if he wanted to kill me, he would have already killed me, Baiya said calmly. He was hiding behind the window. With his brute force, he could have easily opened the window and killed me before you came in, but he didn't. This kind of desperado can change his mind at any time. Maybe he wants to kill again? It's too dangerous. I can't let you go. Zhang Xingyu stood in front of Baiya. But he might have something we need. He's not a brainless person. Trust my judgment, Zhang Xingyu. Baiya looked at Zhang Xingyu with determination. Zhang Xingyu thought for a while and turned to the side. He put down the ladder. I'll have the sniper ready outside. He'll protect your safety with his life. Don't go out. Take care of my mother-in-law. Madam, you're going alone? Zhang Xingyu was not calm. If something happens to you, the chief will blame me. Baiya was very calm. If there's a 1 in 10,000 chance that something happened to me, pass the recording on the walkie-talkie and the surveillance footage on my phone to Leng Shura. She handed her phone to Zhang Xingyu. You know the password. No. This is an order, Baiya said domineeringly. Zhang Xingyu looked at Baiya. He was so anxious that his eyes turned red. Baiya smiled. Also take care of Lin Shulan. She likes you. Ha! Zhang Xingyu was stunned. Baiya went down the ladder. She gathered her clothes and walked to the door. Zhang Xingyu was still worried and wanted to go out. Song Shiyu held Zhang Xingyu's arm. Listen to her. She knows what she's doing. Zhang Xingyu nodded helplessly. When Baiya arrived at the living room, LV Bowie had not come down yet. She made a cup of coffee calmly and placed it in front of her. She poured herself a glass of water and took a sip. I hope you understand. My sniper is outside. But don't worry. They won't shoot unless it's absolutely necessary. LV Bowie slowly walked down the stairs. He was still fully armed and sized up Baiya. Baiya looked at him too. There was no fear in her eyes. Her heart was as calm as still water. Drink the coffee while it's hot. You're brave, LV Bowie said. He was still scrutinizing Baiya. Because there are people I love in my heart, I can be invincible. I think what I'm doing is right. Even if I die, at least I'm working hard every day. Although there are regrets, I'm not letting myself down, Baiya said honestly. During a mission, a terrorist organization captured my wife and children. They forced me to compromise and hand over the biochemical weapon. I didn't hand it over, so they killed my wife and children. I guess that there was a traitor in our team. Otherwise, how could the terrorist organization capture my wife and children? This was a secret mission. When I handed over the weapon, I was careful. The one I handed over was fake. As expected, my superior opened the biochemical bottle and wanted to use us on the mission as an experiment. I killed my superior and escaped with my brothers. I wanted to report to the people above me. But one of my brothers told me before he died that the person behind the scenes was not only my superior. There were people above me. I started from the terrorist organization and found out that the terrorist organization was in country A. Xuanhuan found me. He was introduced to me by one of my brothers. Xuanhuan promised me that as long as I helped him, he would help me find the terrorist organization and find the person behind it. But I found out that there was something wrong with my brother. He secretly called back to America. I checked the number. The number was encrypted, LV Bowie said. Chapter 653. So, you want me to help you find this terrorist organization and the person behind it? Baiya guessed. There's one more important thing. Actually, I've learned some things about you over the past 2 days. I feel that, so far, only you are worthy of my trust. What? I know that many countries are researching biochemical weapons. When I first received the mission, I resolutely went. When I obtained the biochemical weapons, I also learned one thing. In order to prevent the information on these biochemical weapons from leaking, they killed the researchers. However, when I received the biochemical weapons, I also learned one thing. However, 2 of the researchers were very smart. They predicted that this would happen and ran away before the biochemical weapon was successfully developed. One of them took away all the information at that time, and the other one was the smartest and most talented person among them. This person came to your country. Su Jiran flashed in Baiya's mind. She remembered that Su Jiran had started researching biochemical weapons 2 years ago. You said that the person who came to a country was the smartest and most talented one? Yes, the whereabouts of the other one is unknown. Although the information he took away was not complete, and their research team later used another 2 years to develop a finished product, I'm worried that one day that person will develop a biochemical weapon. Is this biochemical weapon very lethal? Baiya asked worriedly. Have you heard of superviruses? There are a few cases in your country. Long-term use of antibiotics will make the germs in the body more tenacious, and then no medicine can treat it. Baiya used to be a doctor. She had heard this news a few years ago. She nodded and corrected him. There is such news saying that the germs are constantly evolving, but in the future, there will be no medicine to treat the supervirus. It's just an expert prediction. This biochemical weapon is the 5S germs. The incubation period is 3 days. After 3 days, the 7 apertures will slowly bleed, and the germs will die within 5 days. It will spread and it's very dangerous, LV Bowie said solemnly. Baiya was stunned. Super virus. Is there an antidote? Yes, they developed it and it's also in my hands. But I'm worried that these germs will eventually evolve into the 6S germs. Can the high temperature kill it? Baya was also worried. The higher the temperature, the more active it is. It can make a person's body temperature reach 56 degrees Celsius. The only way to kill it is to destroy it with a freezing temperature of 1000 degrees Celsius. Firstly, I don't have such equipment. Secondly, someone can develop it again. So, it's useless even if I destroy it. What do you want me to do? Baya had a vague idea. Develop the antidote. Not only the 6S antidote, but also the 7S antidote to prevent a global biohazard crisis, LV Bowie said solemnly. Baya actually did not want to accept such a heavy task. Her own task was heavy enough. However, this mission would also endanger their friends and family. No matter who it was, as long as they had the ability, they would be duty-bound. I will do my best to develop the antidote. As for the biochemical weapon, I suggest that we destroy it to avoid any accidents that might lead to an unmanageable outcome. LV Bowie nodded. He passed the bullet necklace hanging around his neck to Baya. He opened the bullet and inside was a key. Do you have a pen and paper? Baya gave him a pen and paper. He wrote down the address and showed it to Baya. Do you remember it? LV Bowie asked. Yes. I'll leave this to you. The white bottle is the antidote, and the red bottle is the biochemical weapon, LV Bowie said. Baya nodded. Her gaze was heavy and solemn. LV Bowie took out a lighter and burned the note. You didn't complete the mission this time. Xuanhuan won't let you go. What are you going to do? Baya asked. I'm on the run. I'm used to it anyway. I'll continue to look for that terrorist organization and find the person behind it. After I give it to you, I won't have anything to worry about. LV Bowie said and chuckled. Be careful. If Xuanhuan can't kill you once, there will be a second time. Thank you for your reminder. I'll try not to give him a second chance. If you need help, you can come back and find me. I'll give you my phone number, Baya said. She quickly wrote down her phone number on the paper and passed it to LV Bowie. I'll remember that. See you later. He quickly walked out of the room. Baya was still sitting in his seat, spacing out. Zhang Xingyu and Song Shiyu saw everything through the surveillance camera on Baya's phone. With great power comes great responsibility. If Lingqing knows about this, he'll accept it too, Song Shiyu comforted Baya. Baya nodded. Yes, if it's Lingqing, he'll accept it too. We don't have time to deal with this yet. Looks like Xuanhuan is more afraid of me. He's more dangerous than Xing Dongqing. What should we do? Should I ask Chief Lung to send more people? Zhang Xingyu said worriedly. Let's do that. Tell me the name of the person you've chosen. I don't want someone else's spy to sneak into my place, Baya reminded. Yes, I'll be more careful this time, Zhang Xingyu promised. You guys do what you need to do. I'm going to rest for a while more. She was not sure if it was because she had used too much brain power or because she was pregnant, but she felt very tired today. She lay on the bed to rest and stared at the ceiling in a daze. Her phone rang. She saw that it was Xianxia who picked up the call. Baya, we've unanimously agreed to let you enter the cabinet later. No one dares to target your website now. You can finally show off your skills, Xianxia said in a good mood. Baya also raised the corner of her mouth slightly. This is a good start. One more thing. Are you familiar with Xingbuhua? Xianxia suddenly asked. Baya was silent for 3 seconds. What do you mean familiar? What do you mean not familiar? His face is exactly the same as Gu Lingqing's. It's easy for me to hallucinate and feel a sense of familiarity. Sometimes I really think that he's Gu Lingqing, but his personality is completely different from Gu Lingqing's. He's very distant and doesn't really talk to me. I don't dare to talk to him too much, because I'm afraid that I'll fall into my imagination. He got into an argument with Xuanhuan today. I happened to pass by and heard him say that he wants to pursue you, Xianxia said. What? Baya was surprised. Regarding this problem, she had discussed it with Xingbuhua previously. In order to let Xuanhuan and Xing Dongqing lower their guard against her, Xingbuhua allowed her to date someone. Moreover, they had agreed that it would be someone that he could trust. Why did it suddenly become him? Because they had discussed whether it was him or not. If it was Xingbuhua who pursued her, it would be equivalent to making Xuanhuan and the others fear him even more. It would not be suitable for him to hide. Chapter 654. I envy his guts, but it's not rational to say it in front of Xuanhuan. He looks like Gu Lingqing. If he pursues you, Xuanhuan will definitely treat him as the #1 enemy. Xuanhuan and Xing Dongqing are both the type that would rather kill 100 innocent people than let one go, Xianxia analyzed. I'm shocked too. I also feel very shocked. It's very sudden, Baya said as she sat up. She was flustered but more worried than anything else. If he pursues you, will you agree? Xianxia asked again. I need to think about it. Baya really wanted to think about it. Why would Xing Buhua suddenly say that? She hung up the phone and called Xing Buhua directly. She went straight to the point. Why did you tell Xuanhuan that you wanted to pursue me? I can't let my woman become the target of everyone. That's too dangerous for you. Xing Buhua drove and looked ahead. Baya's heart trembled. She understood that Xing Buhua was diverting Xuanhuan's attention so that they would deal with him directly. That way she would have some breathing space. But she felt sorry for him. Didn't we agree on this? You stay hidden, and I'll date someone else to offset Xuanhuan's vigilance and targeting, Baya said helplessly. That's what we discussed, but Xuanhuan's murderous intent is too strong. I'm worried that it's too late. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I promise you. You promised me before. What happened? Baya was a little emotional. In the end, am I not still fine here? Alright, I still have some things to deal with later. It's already like this. Be good, Xing Buhua coaxed. I will reject your pursuit and be with Alan. That's all. Baya hung up the phone. If she agrees to Xing Buhua's pursuit, there will be no need for Gu Lingqing to change his appearance. Xuanhuan and Xing Dongqing will definitely not let him go. Now is not the time for them to be together. With her and Alan together, at least with Alan's identity, Xuanhuan and Xing Dongqing wouldn't dare to provoke them. However, she couldn't bear to use Alan, so she had to make things clear to Alan. His phone rang. It was a series of unfamiliar numbers. Baya answered. Are you trying to piss me off? I won't allow it. Alan Sujiran, don't contact these people. Alright, it's all my fault. I was too anxious. My friend will come to a land the day after tomorrow. If you date him, Xuanhuan and Xing Dongqing won't dare to target you. Xing Buhua softened. He sighed and said. Baya didn't say anything and hung up the phone. She took out one of the few photo albums of Gu Lingqing and stared at him. She knew that she shouldn't doubt Xing Buhua, but she seemed to doubt him again. According to Gu Lingqing's character, if she said that she wanted to date Alan, he wouldn't say so many words and he wouldn't admit his mistake. He would rush over and kiss her with a cold face until she compromised. That kind of majesty and power was not what Xing Buhua had now. Did Gu Lingqing really change, or she was too tired and her memory was messed up? No, she had to rest, have a good rest. She couldn't think too much, she didn't have time to think too much. She locked the photo album in the drawer and forced herself to sleep. But the more she forced herself to sleep, the more she couldn't. She couldn't sleep. She was annoyed and tired. She sat up again and covered her head with her hands. She kept convincing herself that Gu Lingqing was only doing this for her and that he was Gu Lingqing. Knock, knock, knock. There was a knock on the door and Song Shiu's kind voice came in. Xiaoya, are you asleep? No, Mom. Song Shiu opened the door and held a plate with a bowl of porridge and fruit salad on it. Eat something and sleep. Song Shiu said with a smile. Mom, is it possible that your brother's mistress has twins? Baya asked carefully. Song Shiu shook her head. I don't think so. If it is, the child should be dead. Why are you suddenly asking this? If, and I'm saying if, Gu Lingqing changed his appearance and stood in front of you, would you be able to recognize him? Song Shiu looked at Baya. What are you trying to say? No, nothing. I might be too tired recently, so I keep having hallucinations. Baya held her forehead and said. She should tell Song Shiu not to worry too much. Although Song Shiu wasn't in politics, there were still a lot of things in the company that she had to solve. Have a good rest after eating. You're talking about Xing Buhua, right? I saw that young man secretly. Although there are some differences in his words and actions, he is Lingqing. I can feel it, especially the way he looks at you. It's exactly the same as how Lingqing looks at you. You can't lie to him. Song Shiu comforted her softly. Baya responded and lowered her head to eat the porridge. Just put it on the coffee table after you finish it. The chef and the others have left. I'll cook something delicious for you tonight. Baya nodded again. Song Ziyu turned around and left. She forced herself to eat. When she ate, the blood would concentrate in her stomach. If she ate too much, the brain would lack oxygen due to the lack of blood supply, making her sleepy. She had to make herself rest so that she wouldn't have an emotional breakdown. As soon as Xing Buhuo stepped into the Xing family, Xing Shang slapped him hard on the face. Xing Buhuo's face was tilted and he lowered his head. I think you're crazy. The Zhou family, the Xing family, and the Xin family are all your opponents. Which one of them doesn't have a blood feud with you? How dare you tell Zhuqiuni that you want to pursue Baya? Are you complaining that they don't target you? Are you living too comfortably? Xianxia scolded him. Xingbuhuo was very calm. He said without changing his expression, I have my reasons for doing this. What's your reason? Xianxia widened his eyes and said as if he had understood everything, you're in love with Baiya, so you're transferring the danger to her. You're drawing all the attention of your enemies to yourself. You're setting yourself on fire. Baiya is a femme fatale. Just because I have the same face as Gu Lingqing, I'm a thorn in their side. I'm so blatant. According to Xuanhuan's character, he'll think that I'm not Gu Lingqing. This is a better cover, Xingbuhuo explained. Only you know whether you're covering up or transferring the conflict. But this is the last time I trust you. If I find that you're still acting recklessly without caring about your own interests, I can only tell Leng Shuai your real identity. According to Leng Shuai's respect for Gu Lingqing, he should still stand on your side. I'll help you take revenge. Baiya is a femme fatale. I'll kill her, Xianxia said fiercely. Chapter 655. She's a resourceful person. Don't forget that she's now in the cabinet and her website is protected. She'll be a good right-hand woman for me. During the meal today, she managed to sow discord between Su Zhang and Xuanhuan. She's as capable as I am, Xingbuhuo said. Baiya said. Xianxia stared at Xingbuhuo. She's very capable. If she becomes your wife one day, she'll be able to control the whole situation easily. However, you've fallen in love with her. Don't forget what you promised me. Qiu Ting will be the one to accompany you to the end of your life. You have to marry Hua Rui now. Xingbuhuo frowned. I know what I'm doing. You've gone to provoke Xuanhuan publicly. Don't see Baiya for the time being. Stay aloof for a while and look for her when you need her. Don't force me to use the second plan, Xianxia threatened. Got it? Xingbuhuo nodded. I'll leave now. Stay at home tonight and don't go anywhere. Qiu Ting has been causing trouble for Hua Rui recently. Give her a promise tonight. Consummate the marriage when it's time. She's been waiting for you for a long time, Xianxia said in a commanding tone. Xingbuhuo remained silent. He turned around and returned to his room. He called Baiya but Baiya didn't pick up. He called Baiya again but Baiya still didn't pick up. He was annoyed and upset. She didn't pick up the phone, which made his heart feel like it was burning. There was a knock on the door. Come in, Xingbuhuo said impatiently. Qiu Ting walked into his room and sat on his bed with a red face. Grandpa said you have something to tell me. What do you want to hear? Xingbuhuo asked expressionlessly. Grandpa said that you and Hua Rui are together because you want to become the president. Once you become the president, you will marry me, Hua Rui said sweetly and looked at Xingbuhuo shyly. Hua Rui, do you like a man who can sleep with many women for the sake of power? Xingbuhuo asked coldly. I know you're doing this for our future. I can accept it, but you can sleep with them but you can't fall in love with them. That's my bottom line, Qiu Ting said seriously. Xingbuhuo narrowed his eyes and said without giving him any face, You've really eaten too many retarded pills. You can go out now. What do you mean? Qiu Ting stood up anxiously and questioned, Have you fallen for Hua Rui, the most beautiful woman in Country M? Xingbuhuo stared at Qiu Ting and his eyes became darker and darker. Why don't you say anything? I'm right. I'll tell Grandpa now and let him decide for me. Qiu Ting wanted to go out. Xingbuhuo held Qiu Ting's hand. She didn't know, but Xianxia knew that if he refused Xianxia's arrangement again, Xianxia would really hurt Baiya. He wouldn't let anything happen to her, even if he had to hurt others. Will you sleep here tonight? Xingbuhuo said. Sleep here? Really? Qiu Ting couldn't think straight. Come here, Xingbuhuo shouted. Qiu Ting's temper disappeared. She stood in front of Xingbuhuo and looked at Xingbuhuo with infatuation. Xingbuhuo's face looked even better when he was serious. He was more manly and charming. She had liked him since she was young. Will you tell Grandpa what I said today? Xingbuhuo asked. Of course not. This is between us. I'm not stupid, Qiu Ting promised. Xingbuhuo's eyes were filled with mockery. It would be strange if she didn't tell him. I've always treated you as my sister. You know, if I were you, I'd choose someone who loves me and live a good life, Xingbuhuo said sincerely. Qiu Ting widened her eyes and got angry. I don't want to be your sister. I want to be your wife. Grandpa promised me. If you don't, Grandpa won't let you go. Xingbuhuo gritted his teeth. He knew everything. From today onwards you can move into my room. But you know, I'll only marry you after I stabilize my position. So, don't let anyone find out about our relationship. Otherwise we'll both die. I know. I won't tell anyone. Qiu Ting was embarrassed. I'll go now. Take my luggage. She ran away quickly. Xing Buhua didn't hide his disgust. Xing Shang wanted to kill Baiya. His words had erased the respect he had for Xing Shang. He knew long ago that Xing Shang trained him to satisfy his own ambition. Aunt Xiao Ting's real identity was Xing Shang's illegitimate daughter. He made a call. Li Junyan, come to my room and put on the hallucinogen. I have something for you to do. Dinner. Xiao Ting's eyes were fixed on Xing Buhua. She pursed her lips and smiled affectionately. Xing Shang saw it and smiled. Are you satisfied? Grandpa, you're making fun of me. Xiao Ting said coquettishly. But just be happy. Don't ruin Brother Hua's plan. Don't be jealous. You'll ruin the big plan if you can't bear it. Xing Shang reminded her. Okay, I got it. I'm full. I'm going to take a shower. Xiao Ting stole a glance at Xing Buhua before leaving. You made the right choice today. Listen to me. You won't go wrong. Don't let Xiao Ting down. She's sacrificed enough for you. Okay. Xing Buhua replied. I'm going back to my room too. Without waiting for Xing Shang's reply, he turned and walked up the stairs. After entering the door, he locked it. Xiao Ting looked at Xing Buhua with a blushing face. She cleared her throat and said, Shall we watch TV first? I'm going to take a shower first. You can take a shower after that. Xing Buhua said calmly. Okay. Xiao Ting nodded sweetly. She took out her sexy pajamas from her suitcase. Xing Buhua walked into the bathroom first. He locked the door, washed his hair and went out. Xiao Ting was already standing at the door with the pajamas. Xiao Ting, have you thought it through? Xing Buhua asked again. Xiao Ting nodded. I've thought it through. I'm going to be with you for the rest of my life. I don't care who you've slept with. You care. Otherwise, you wouldn't have made things difficult for Hua Rui. Xing Buhua reminded her. You're not allowed to like other women. Xiao Ting said domineeringly. I'll say it one last time. I'll only treat you as my sister. Are you still going to wait for me? Xing Buhua asked seriously. Xiao Ting nodded. I'll say it one last time. You and I will definitely be together. Xing Buhua lowered his eyes. He looked at the bathroom door and said, Okay. Take a shower. Okay. Xiao Ting walked into the bathroom. Xing Buhua closed the door. He poured a glass of water and put in a pink pill. He shook it and looked at the bathroom door apologetically. Chapter 656. I'm not Xiao Ting's best choice. She should choose someone who loves her, cares for her, tolerates her and takes care of her. Haven't you always liked her? You're very suitable, Xing Buhua said calmly. But she loves you. Li Junyan lowered his head. I love someone else. I won't fall in love with anyone else except her. Xing Shang asked me to consummate the night with her. I'll leave her to you tonight. Treat her well, Xing Buhua said. Li Junyan was nervous. I'm worried that she'll hate me when she finds out one day. She's still young. She doesn't know who's the best for her. She'll understand when she grows up. Li Junyan nodded. I'll take care of her for the rest of my life. Xing Buhua patted Li Junyan's shoulder. After a while, Xiao Ting changed into her pajamas and came out. She didn't even wear her underwear. She had gone all out. But Xing Buhua looked at her as if she was a statue. He didn't have any other thoughts. He handed her a glass of water. It's good for your body to rehydrate after a shower. Okay. Xiao Ting drank the water obediently and put her arms around the back of Xing Buhua's neck. Grandpa told me that we should have sex first so that I can calm down. He said that he'll help me. He just wants me to endure it and stay behind you for now. I'll be obedient in the future. You should find someone who loves you, cares for you and takes care of you, Xing Buhua said with a deep voice. Aren't you? I believe that you'll fall in love with me in the future. You won't be able to find a better woman than me, Xiao Ting said confidently. Xing Buhua pulled her hands down. Close your eyes. Okay. Xiao Ting closed her eyes. No, Buhua. What's wrong? Why do you want me to close my eyes? Xing Buhua took a ribbon and tied it around Xiao Ting's eyes. It's a little painful the first time. Bear with it. Okay, Xiao Ting answered happily. Xing Buhua stepped back. Li Junyan stepped forward and kissed Xiao Ting's lips. He opened the secret passage and left. Many emotions were suppressed in his heart. There were many things that he couldn't tell anyone. The only person he wanted to see now was Baiya. When Baiya woke up, it was already 8 o'clock in the evening. After a long sleep, she felt more energetic. Song Shiyu made her delicious fish soup, braised pork trotters, soybeans, tomatoes, eggs and diced chicken. Xiaoya, the company will start the annual vacation tomorrow. Do you want to go somewhere? I will go with you. Song Shiyu said lovingly. She also wanted to go out for a walk, to buy new clothes, to buy New Year's goods, to watch movies with friends, to sing songs, to have a party, to have a vacation, and to feel the atmosphere before the new year. However, she could not go out casually. She was in danger. Her soldiers were even more in danger. For example, Lin Shulan was seriously injured in the hospital in order to protect her. In the past, when I was still an obstetrician and gynecologist, I wanted supreme power. I felt that only then could I match up with Gu Lingqing. Now, I have great power, but I have lost my simple happiness. It turns out that I have always seen what others have and ignored what I have. Baya sighed with a smile. Her eyes were wet. If I had thought it through earlier and agreed to be with you too, perhaps you two could be together happily now, Song Shiyu said guiltily. Baya held Song Shiyu's hand and said, "You've already tried back then. Dad has his way of thinking and I can understand his way of thinking now. This is fate. At least, I didn't have anything in the past, but now I have a good mother. You are a smart child. Lingqing is lucky to have you as his wife. He will get better one day," Song Shiyu comforted Baya. Baya nodded. She also said to Song Shiyu, "As long as I keep working hard, I will get better one day." Baya's phone rang. She looked at the caller ID and saw that it was Xuanhuan. Xuanhuan taught her a trick. She needed to do anti-recording on her phone. She picked up the phone. "You are very capable," Xuanhuan said in a strange tone. "In fact, in terms of power and status, you are 1,000 times more capable than me," Baya said meaningfully. "What do you want? Tell me." Xuanhuan's tone was not very pleasant. "I remember telling you that I want you to let go of Lady Zheng's child. That child is innocent. When his mother died, he followed his mother," Xuanhuan said arrogantly. Baya's face turned cold. "I don't feel your sincerity, and I don't feel the need for you to call me again. My man is with you now, right? What do you want? Convince him to bite back at me?" Xuanhuan's face darkened. "I don't know what you are talking about. Who are you with me?" Baya asked back. She suddenly remembered something. If Xuanhuan wanted the biochemical weapon in LV Bowie's hands, he would not have asked LV Bowie to be a suicide soldier. She was too tired before and her mind was not clear. She could not think clearly. Therefore, Xuanhuan did not know that the biochemical weapon was in LV Bowie's hands, so he could not be the leader of the terrorist organization. "Don't pretend. Since you already found him, how could you not know?" Xuanhuan said in disgust. "Oh, so that person is your man." Baya pretended not to know. "Tell me, what else do you want?" Xuanhuan said impatiently. "First, your man is not in my hands. I didn't catch him. Second, other than the secret about Gu Lingqing that I am interested in, there is nothing else I want. Third, I am not a politician. You don't have to target me like this." "My man is really not in your hands?" Xuanhuan did not believe it. "If your man was really in my hands, I would have negotiated with you a long time ago, wouldn't I? Why would I want your man? Use him to accuse you? As long as you don't admit it and insist that you are innocent, who can prove that he is your man? So, your men are really not in my hands. Also, please don't send people to me anymore. I just want to live a peaceful life, okay?" Baya negotiated. Xuanhuan paused. "What are you going to tell the police tomorrow?" "I don't want to say anything. If I say that you want to set Xianxia up, I will offend Xianxia and you. I don't need to do that. But if Su Zheng doesn't want to let me go, there is nothing I can do. Do you have any good suggestions?" Baya asked. "You can just say that it is about Su Zheng's secret." "What secret does Su Zheng have?" Baya was curious. Maybe Xuanhuan really knew something that Su Zheng did not know. Chapter 657. His secret is also Gu Lingqing's secret. He once wanted to kill Gu Lingqing. The moment Xuanhuan opened his mouth, Baya knew what he was going to say. This was what she was going to tell him at the police station. At that time he thought that Xiahe was a spy. He told Leng Shuai Xiahe's address on purpose so that Leng Shuai could catch Xiahe. Gu Lingqing already knew the truth, so he definitely wouldn't sacrifice another comrade. But if Gu Lingqing saved Xiahe, he would be an accomplice. "You can tell him this secret," Xuanhuan suggested. Baya raised the corner of her mouth coldly and sarcastically. Xuanhuan was not a pushover. He immediately thought of how to deal with Su Zheng. He even used Sheng Dongqing's previous incident to hype it up. In this way he could suppress Su Zheng and Sheng Dongqing and keep himself out of the conflict. If she told them that Lady Zheng was ordered by Xuanhuan, as long as Xuanhuan denied it, there would be no evidence. However, if she told them this, firstly she could take revenge for Su Zheng's attempt to frame Gu Lingqing. Secondly, she could save Xuanhuan's face. Thirdly, as long as Sheng Dongqing and Su Zheng were smart, they would think that Xuanhuan was behind Lady Zheng. Then what Lady Zheng said would also be taught by Xuanhuan. Alright, let's put it this way. Your case is too complicated. A simple murder case caused so many problems. Just thinking about it gives me a headache. In the future, if there are cases in your circle, I'd better not take them. I don't have the obligation to do so anyway, Baya complained. Isn't the assistant next to Xianxia your friend? Will you help him? Xuanhuan asked tentatively. You mean Lu Shuang? I'm also very puzzled. I haven't been in contact with her for almost 6 years. How did she suddenly become Xianxia's assistant? Could there be some kind of story between them? Left Deputy Chief, your original goal was to become the president. You can make an issue out of this. Maybe there will be an accident. However, Baya did the opposite. But what? Xuanhuan asked quickly. As far as I know, Xianxia is a very cautious person. I've also investigated his background. He does things very cleanly and his subordinates are also very clean. He didn't leave any traces behind. Unlike your subordinates, any one of them can do a bunch of bullsh*t. I suggest that if Left Deputy Chief wants to be the president for a long time, you should change the blood of those dirty people in your hands. Otherwise they will become a threat to you sooner or later. I can do this for you. Also, think about it. Xianxia is such a scheming person. Why would he purposely let a woman who doesn't have any talent and isn't devastatingly beautiful stay by his side? Could it be a trap set by him, waiting for someone to take the bait? After all, Lu Shuang seems very out of place by his side. It's hard not to be suspicious, Baya said deliberately. Xuanhuan was silent. He seemed to be convinced by Baya. What's your opinion? My opinion isn't important. But I hope that you won't target me again. I'll say the important thing again, Baya said straightforwardly. Today Xingbuhua told me that he wants to pursue you. What do you think of this matter? After all, he is very similar to your husband, Xuanhuan said in a low voice. Because it's too similar, it makes me feel like there's some terrifying plan behind it. Do you think I'll agree to it? Baya chuckled. Since you think of yourself as an outsider, Xuanhuan said sarcastically, don't you think it's time to dismiss the dark shadows around you? One shouldn't have the intention to harm others, but one must always be on guard against others. As an orphan, I'm always worried and afraid. Today, I found a lot of eavesdropping devices in the villa, and you guys just came for a while. You guys sure did a good job. I'm just a weak woman, why do you guys have to do this? I'm going to apply for some people from Lung Shui. After all, I'm still young and I cherish my life. Alright, is there anything else? If there's nothing else, I'm going to hang up. I've eaten too much. Baya started to slack off. Since you don't want to be in the outside circle, what's your purpose? Xuanhuan didn't hang up. I don't have any purpose. I'm just eating and drinking aimlessly. When I have a purpose, I'll tell you. After Baya finished speaking, she didn't hang up. Xuanhuan was the first to hang up. Song Shiyu asked worriedly, Xiaoya, are you alright? Baya shook her head. I'm fine. No matter how good Xuanhuan is, he's still too childish to play mind games with a psychologist like me. Don't worry, Mom. After eating, let's take a walk and breathe in the fresh air, Song Shiyu said gently. Okay, Baya replied. Put on more clothes when you go out. It's cold outside, Song Shiyu reminded her again. Okay. Baya went to get the clothes while Song Shiyu washed the dishes. The two of them went out for a walk. It was late winter and very cold. If Gu Lingqing was by her side, he would definitely hold her hand and put it in his pocket. She walked to the lake and the scene of Gu Lingqing fishing with her seemed like it was just yesterday. She smiled. If there's a chance, he and I will bring you to a deserted island to stay for 2 days. When you go there, it's like a paradise. You can forget all your worries and stress. There's only joy and happiness left. You can be excited for a whole day just by gathering a single ingredient. It's simple and happy. Song Shiyu lowered her head and smiled. When I first married Tianheng, I also imagined a loving life. However, we have power and wealth, but we don't have a love life. I'm also thinking, is this the life I want to live until I die? If Mom finds a suitable partner, Gu Lingqing and I will support you too. Song Shiyu smiled. When I was abroad, I met someone who helped me. He was very selfless, but he made me feel warm. Because of his help, my problem was solved very quickly. We exchanged numbers and I have a good impression of him. I want to get along with him a little longer, but I'm not in a hurry. At my age, let nature take its course. Okay, let nature take its course. It's better to have nothing than to have something substandard. You must live the life you want. Okay, let's work hard together. I'm used to it. When Tianheng was around, I was unhappy every day. With you I feel much more relaxed. I still want to be your daughter-in-law in my next life, Baiya said with a smile. Then I must let Lingqing continue to be my son. Ah. The two of them laughed happily. Half an hour later, Baiya went to the library to continue grading papers. As soon as she opened the door, Xing Buhua was already there. He walked quickly towards her. Chapter 658. His strong manly aura seemed to want to swallow her up. Baiya was frightened and didn't respond. Also, she had something on her mind, but she had doubted him too many times. If she said it out loud, it would be too hurtful. He nibbled on her lips and entered her mouth, licking her and teasing the tip of her tongue. Baiya's mind was in a mess. She tried to recall if the way he kissed was different. In the past, his kisses were direct, forceful, domineering and full of power. She couldn't resist it. But now it was more like teasing. The moment she thought that he might not be Gu Lingqing, she was a little afraid. She shivered and pushed him away. He furrowed his brows and his eyes were filled with fear. He hugged her tighter and kissed her aggressively. It wasn't flirty like before, but an irresistible desire. This was like Gu Lingqing again. She breathed hard. His breath was clear and clean, like the scent of the sun on the grass. She was a little dazed. She closed her eyes and kissed him back. He seemed to have calmed down and didn't let go of her. They kissed for 10 minutes before he let go of her, panting. Baiya could tell that he was in a bad mood. What's wrong? Why didn't you answer my call? Xing Buhua asked, carrying her and walking towards the bed. Baiya lowered her eyes and said softly, because I'm angry. Angry that I didn't do as we agreed? Angry that you didn't care about your own safety. If you want to cause all the conflicts, what's the point of pretending to be dead? Baiya asked, frowning. But I can't watch you be in danger. Xuanhuan has a movement before he kills someone. He will touch his ring. My friend will only be here tomorrow. Let others know that you two are dating as soon as possible. It will take half a month to not arouse suspicion. You're too dangerous, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. He put her on the bed. Aren't you in danger? Baiya's eyes reddened. If you die, I won't be able to live. But if I die, I know that you're stronger than me. If you die, I die too, Xing Buhua said in a low voice and sat on the edge of the bed. Baiya's eyes trembled. She looked at him and didn't say a word. However, he saw the tears flowing in her eyes. She was not crying, but she was exceptionally lovely, like the mist in a fairyland, or like the misty rain in Jiangnan. The feeling that enveloped his heart was also moist, and he was exceptionally moved. He didn't touch her before because he had a moral bottom line. After all, she was his brother's wife. But what if Gu Lingqing died? He was afraid that she would follow. He wanted her to fall in love with him and hide it for a lifetime. In this way she would live well under his love. Moreover, in their interactions he increasingly realized that he loved her to the point where he could not extricate himself. Her personality was not lively, but she was quick-witted and introverted. However, every word she said had a fatal attraction. She was very gentle but tough, very strong but also weak. She was so kind that she would feel sad when her subordinates were injured, but she could stand on the front line and kill the enemy for love. He liked every aspect of her, and he remembered every frown and smile of hers. He was even glad that Gu Lingqing could meet her so that he could meet her too. Xiaoya, you're 3 months pregnant, right? Xing Buhua asked in a hoarse voice. Baiya was slightly stunned. She knew that he was asking about when she was pregnant. She was 3 months pregnant and they could have sex, but there was still a faint resistance in her heart. Xing Buhua saw her reaction and kissed her lips. He almost begged, don't reject me. Baiya felt pain in her heart. He had said this to her a long time ago. At that time she was still Su Jiran's wife. Memories flooded her mind in an instant. She still remembered their first time. She still remembered that she was kidnapped, and the moment Gu Lingqing appeared. She also remembered that when she was kidnapped, her little finger was cut off, and Gu Lingqing also cut off his little finger to accompany her. She also remembered that during the explosion, he did not forget to save her even at the cost of his life. Tears rolled down her cheeks and she nodded. Xing Buhua smiled. He was emotional, excited, and his mood was indescribable. He kissed her tears and ate them all. The salty, astringent tears slowly moved to her lips. He first took off his clothes, revealing his muscular upper body. Her fingers stroked the lines of his body. She was familiar with Gu Lingqing's body. Indeed, they were exactly the same. Even if they were twins, they could not be so similar. She should not let her imagination run wild and took the initiative to kiss his skin. She only kissed his shoulder gently, and he felt a surge of electricity running through his body. It was a wonderful feeling and he wanted more, so he did not move. Baya saw that he only looked at her gently, and did not continue, and she was a little puzzled. Xing Buhua pressed the back of her head, lowered his head and kissed her deeply. He said softly, "I like it when you kiss me." Baya's face blushed, and under the dim light, it was bright and charming. She kissed along the lines of his body, and sometimes she would stop, sucking a red mark. Xing Buhua could not help but moan hoarsely. Her face became even redder, and she trembled as she tried to unbuckle his belt, but she could not do it. He pressed her hand down and opened the buckle. She rarely took the initiative, and she was like this in the past. She was more reserved and easily shy. She was a very traditional woman. He still did not move and looked at her with infatuation. She kissed his lumbar muscles. "Xiaoya, help me take it off," Xing Buhua said in a hoarse voice, and in the night, it was a little more bewitching. She let out a breath, and her face was so hot that she felt a little out of breath. She held the waist of his pants, and before he took it off, she could already feel his hot breath. Suddenly the phone in his hand rang. She was shocked and let go of her hand. Xing Buhua frowned in annoyance and took out his phone, wanting to turn it off. But when he saw the caller ID, he hesitated, stepped out of the bed and picked up the call. He asked in a bad tone, "What's the matter?" Baya saw that his face had suddenly turned very bad, and she had a bad feeling in her heart. He hung up the phone and looked at Baya reluctantly. He lowered his head and kissed her forehead. "Xiaoya, I have something urgent to do and I have to leave first." "What's the matter?" Baya asked worriedly. "Don't worry, I can solve it." Xing Buhua smiled. She knew that he did not want to talk about it, and so she did not ask. He quickly put on his clothes and kissed her on the cheek again and reminded, "Don't be too tired, I might not be able to come tomorrow. Take care to rest and call me if there's anything." Baya nodded, and seeing that he was nervous, she hurriedly left.